Are you living or just surviving? The question hangs in the air like a whisper, one that you can't ignore, no matter how much you try to push it aside. You hear it in the quiet moments when you're alone, when the noise of the world fades away, and there's just you and the weight of your thoughts. Maybe it's there when you look in the mirror and don't quite recognize the person staring back at you. Maybe it's there in the silence of your bedroom after everyone else has gone to sleep and you're left alone with your heart aching, exhausted, restless. It's the kind of question that doesn't let you off easy, because when you ask it, you're forced to confront the parts of yourself you've been hiding. The parts that are bruised, broken, or maybe just numb. You've probably told yourself time and time again that everything's fine. You've learned how to move through life with a smile, to answer, "I'm good," when people ask how you are, even though deep down, you know that the answer is anything but. But here's the truth. Surviving is not the same as living. And somewhere along the way, you may have stopped truly living. Maybe it was because of pain. Maybe it was because of fear. Maybe it was because you didn't know how else to keep going. The days blurred together, and somehow you just existed. But don't you deserve more than that? Don't you deserve to feel alive? To feel the fullness of life coursing through you, instead of just going through the motions? There's something inside of you, deep down, that knows the difference. You feel it, even if you can't always name it. Maybe it's a flicker of hope or the faintest trace of joy that still lingers. Maybe it's the courage to face tomorrow, even when you don't know what it holds. This is not just a story. This is an invitation to step into the fullness of who you are, to stop hiding behind your walls and fears, and to embrace the truth of what it means to live. If you've ever felt like you're just surviving, this is for you. If you've ever wondered if there's more to life than the endless cycle of routine and survival, this is for you. And if you've ever longed to feel truly alive again, to step into your power, your joy, your truth, this is for you. So, let's take this journey together. Let's break free from the patterns that keep us stuck and step into a new way of being. And if you feel something stir within you as we go deeper into this story, don't hesitate, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone you know who might need to hear this too. Because this story, this message, it's meant for you. There's something about surviving that tricks us into believing we're living. When life becomes a series of motions, of waking up, going through the day, and collapsing into bed at night, it becomes easy to mistake that for the rhythm of life. But is that truly living? Or is it simply a dance with exhaustion, where we're so busy just trying to stay afloat that we forget what it feels like to breathe deeply and truly live? Maybe you've experienced it. Maybe you've had moments where you wake up, and it's like the world is moving in slow motion. Everything feels heavy, and you wonder, when did I stop feeling alive? It's like you've been going through the motions for so long that the spark that once filled you with joy, excitement, and passion has dimmed, and you don't know when it happened. But somewhere, somehow, you forgot what it felt like to feel truly connected to yourself. You might still laugh, still find moments of joy. You might still go out with friends, post photos on social media, and do all the things people do when they're alive. But when the day ends and the noise fades away, that hollow feeling creeps in. You know it well, the kind of emptiness that doesn't come from lack of things, but from lack of meaning, from lack of connection. The kind of emptiness that makes you wonder if you've been living someone else's life. You've probably been told that you need to find yourself. But what if finding yourself doesn't mean looking for something outside of you? What if it's about rediscovering what's been there all along, the spark, the passion, the energy that made you feel like you could conquer the world when you were younger? It's easy to forget that spark. Life has a way of burying it beneath layers of responsibilities, expectations, and disappointments. We grow older, and with each passing year, the layers build up. We forget how to let ourselves feel the fullness of life. We stop letting ourselves dream, stop letting ourselves be vulnerable, stop letting ourselves simply exist in the world without constantly questioning our worth or measuring up to some standard. But here's the thing, you're not broken, and you're not beyond repair. You've just been living for the wrong reasons. You've been surviving, yes, but you haven't been living. You've been chasing after things that promise happiness, external things that, at the end of the day, leave you feeling more empty than before. Whether it's the approval of others, the perfect career, or the illusion of control, these things don't give us life. They don't fuel us. They don't make us feel alive. To truly live again, you have to make a choice. You have to choose to step away from the constant noise and pressure and find your own rhythm. You have to choose to let go of the need for external validation and begin listening to the whispers of your soul. Because that's where life truly begins, within you. It's in your heart, your breath, your intuition. It's in the quiet moments when you're alone with yourself. It's in those rare instances when you remember who you are, before the world told you who you should be. You don't need to be fixed. You don't need to search endlessly for answers. The only thing you need to do is start reconnecting with the part of you that's been there all along, the part of you that knows what it means to truly live. We're so conditioned to believe that life has to look a certain way to be valid, to be successful, to be worth living. We've been told that happiness comes from achieving, from constantly striving, from putting our head down and powering through. But what if all of that is a lie? What if the truth is that the life we've been told to live isn't really living at all? You see, when we focus so much on doing, on achieving, producing, making ourselves better, we forget to actually feel the moments. We forget that living isn't just about getting from point A to point B. It's about the journey in between. It's about how you move through the world, how you respond to the people around you, and how you show up for yourself every single day, no matter how messy or imperfect that might be. This pressure to always be more creates a life where you're just surviving the steps. You wake up, you go to work, you do the thing, you come home, you sleep, and you do it all over again. The days blur into one another, and before you know it, a year has passed, maybe even 5 or 10. And when you stop to think about it, you can't even remember what truly mattered in those years. What did you live for? What moments did you let slip through your fingers because you were too busy running the race? So many of us are caught in the trap of survival. We tell ourselves that we'll get to the good part later, that we'll take the time for ourselves once we finish this project, or once the kids are grown, or once we've finally achieved X, Y, or Z. But here's the truth: if we wait for later, we may never truly live. Life has a way of slipping through our fingers, one moment at a time, and suddenly we're left wondering where it all went. The danger in all of this is that we forget to live while we're busy surviving. We forget to stop and appreciate the beauty of the simple moments. We forget that we're allowed to be messy, to rest, to pause. We forget that being alive is about more than just getting through the day. It's about feeling everything: the highs, the lows, the in-betweens. There's a gentle power in choosing to live, in choosing to stop just surviving. It's a quiet rebellion against the world's expectations, against the pressure to keep moving, to keep producing, to keep proving that we're worthy. And in that rebellion, you begin to reclaim your life. When was the last time you let yourself feel deeply? Not just the happy moments, but the sad ones, the painful ones, the ones that make your heart ache. Those moments are just as important because they are what make you human. The truth is, it's in our brokenness that we often find our truest strength. If you're tired, if you're burnt out, if you're tired of running from one thing to the next without truly living, I need you to know something. It's okay to stop. It's okay to breathe. You don't have to have it all figured out. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to keep striving just to prove your worth. You are worthy right now, as you are. If you haven't felt that in a while, that's okay. But now, let me tell you this. You can feel it again. You can begin to live again. Right now, without waiting for permission. You can stop surviving and start thriving. To begin, it's not about big, dramatic changes. It's not about running off to some faraway place or making some huge life decision. It's about small, intentional moments where you choose to connect with yourself, where you choose to pause, take a breath, and allow yourself to feel. It's about showing up for yourself in ways that honor the truth of who you are. Take a moment, right now, to close your eyes and ask yourself, when was the last time you felt truly alive? Was it when you were with a friend, laughing uncontrollably over something small? Was it when you felt the sun on your face and just allowed yourself to be in the moment? Was it when you created something, poured your heart into it, and felt a sense of accomplishment that came from within, not from someone else's approval? But that doesn't mean it's easy. In fact, it might feel uncomfortable at first. Letting go of the need to constantly strive, to always be in motion, to always have your hands full with something, It can feel like you're letting go of everything you've known. For so long, you've been convinced that survival was the only option, that if you weren't constantly doing, you weren't enough. And that can be terrifying to face. But here's the thing. You don't need to carry the weight of the world on your shoulders to be valuable. Your worth doesn't come from what you can accomplish. It's inherent in who you are right now, in this moment, as you are. The truth is, when you choose to stop surviving and start living, you're not rejecting the world or the responsibilities that come with it. You're simply deciding to approach life with more intentionality, with more awareness, with more presence. Instead of running through your days in autopilot, you're learning to experience them fully, to engage with them from a place of authenticity. This shift takes time. It's not something that happens overnight, and that's okay. In fact, the journey itself is part of what makes life so beautiful. There's a kind of grace in the process of rediscovering who you are, of reconnecting with the essence of yourself that has always been there, buried beneath the layers of survival mechanisms. Maybe right now, you're still caught up in the routine, in the grind. Maybe you feel like there's no space for you to take a breath, to slow down. But trust me when I say this, the space you need is already there. It's in the moments you've been passing over, in the moments that feel small and insignificant. It's in the pauses between tasks, the quiet moments between thoughts. It's in the way you treat yourself gently, kindly, with compassion. Take a deep breath right now. Close your eyes for a moment. Let your body relax. Feel the tension ease from your shoulders. And just be. No need to do anything. No need to fix anything. Just allow yourself to exist in this moment. In that space, you'll begin to remember something important. You were never meant to just survive. You were meant to feel joy. You were meant to feel love. You were meant to feel all the beautiful, messy, imperfect things that make life worth living. The more you practice this way of being, the more you'll begin to notice a shift. You'll feel more connected to yourself, to the world, to the people around you. You'll start seeing the beauty in the small moments, the way the light changes in the afternoon, the sound of birds outside your window, the warmth of a hug from someone you love. These moments are the ones that fill your soul. These are the moments that make life alive. And if you've been caught in the cycle of survival for so long, I know it may seem overwhelming to think about living fully again. You may be wondering, where do I even begin? The answer is simple. Start with yourself. Start with small acts of kindness towards your own heart. Start by giving yourself permission to take breaks, to rest, to do nothing, and to feel your emotions without judgment. Start by letting go of the need to have everything figured out and simply embrace the unknown. It's easy to think that you need to control every part of your life in order to feel safe, in order to feel secure. But control is an illusion. Life will never be fully predictable or perfectly neat. The beauty comes from the uncertainty. The magic happens in the chaos. The moments of true living are the ones that surprise you, the ones that catch you off guard, the ones that you never saw coming. In letting go of the need to survive, you open yourself up to the possibility of something greater. You open yourself up to the possibility of living. It's not about perfection. It's not about having everything in its place. It's about showing up, being present, and allowing yourself to feel whatever comes your way without hiding, without numbing. It's about trusting that you are enough, just as you are, without needing to prove anything to anyone, including yourself. You are not meant to just get through life. You are meant to thrive. You are meant to experience joy, love, growth, and all the other things that make life worth living. And as you begin to choose life over survival, you will feel the weight lift, even if only just a little at first. And that small shift will ripple through everything you do. The more you choose to live, the more you'll realize that the simple act of being alive is the most powerful thing you can do. And in that truth, you'll find the courage to step into a new way of being. As you step into this new way of being, you might find yourself at a crossroads. The old patterns, the old habits, the things that kept you surviving, they won't let go quietly. They'll try to pull you back in, because the familiar feels safe, even if it's only keeping you in a state of numbness. But here's the secret. Safety is an illusion. Real growth, real life, only happens when you take a step outside your comfort zone. It's not easy. I know it's not. The fear of vulnerability, the fear of feeling too much, of showing up and being raw, those things can feel like insurmountable walls. You might wonder if it's worth the risk. What if you fail? What if you open yourself up only to be hurt again? These are real fears, and they're not something you can simply push away. But if you continue to hold back, if you continue to live in the shadow of what could be, you will stay stuck, and nothing changes when you stay stuck. You might be thinking, I've already been hurt. I've already given so much of myself and been left empty. I can't do it again. And I understand that feeling. I really do. But let me tell you this. The only way to heal those wounds is not by running from them, but by facing them. You don't have to do it all at once. You don't have to face everything in one big swoop, but slowly, little by little, as you choose to live instead of just survive, you'll begin to heal those parts of yourself that have been broken. Healing isn't about forgetting your pain. It's about accepting that it's part of your story. It's about understanding that those wounds don't define you. They might have shaped you, but they don't determine your future. You are not your past. You are not the sum of your failures or your heartbreaks. You are not what happened to you. You are who you choose to be every single day. And as you begin to live, really live, you'll find that the things that once hurt you start to lose their power. Not because the pain magically disappears, but because you've started to step into your strength. The more you embrace the messiness of life, the more you'll realize that you don't need to control everything. You don't need to have every step figured out. You don't need to be perfect. Living isn't about being flawless. It's about being real. It's about being honest with yourself, even when it's hard. It's about showing up for your life, not because you're trying to fix yourself, but because you deserve to be here, in this moment, fully present and fully alive. And you will find that as you live, you create space for others to do the same. As you begin to show up for yourself, to be fully present, you give others permission to do the same. You give them permission to feel, to heal, to be real. Your life becomes a ripple effect, a quiet invitation to others to stop surviving and start living. It might not happen all at once, but every day that you choose to live, every moment you choose to breathe, to feel, to be, you take another step forward. And with every step, you'll feel yourself becoming more and more whole, more and more alive. The cracks in your heart, the scars from the past, they won't disappear, but they will soften. They'll remind you of how far you've come, how much you've endured, and how much strength you've gathered along the way. You've been through pain, you've been through heartbreak, but now you're choosing to live. And that's a choice that no one can take from you. Not the world, not the past, not your fears. You are alive, you are here, and you are allowed to take up space in this world, to feel everything, to experience life in all its beauty and chaos. So, my friend, the question isn't whether you're surviving or living. The question is, are you ready to truly start living? Are you ready to step into the person you were always meant to be, to let go of the weight of survival, and to embrace the fullness of life? It starts now, right here, in this moment. And if you've been holding on to the hope that life could be different, that you could be different, I need you to hear me. It is. You are. This moment is the first of many where you begin to truly live. It's not about perfection. It's about presence. And that is enough. Thank you for listening, for taking this journey. If this story spoke to your heart, if it resonated with you, I invite you to share it with someone who might need to hear it too. If you haven't already, like and subscribe to the channel. Every time you do, you're telling yourself that you're worth the time, the effort, the love, and you are. You always have been. Take care of yourself. Breathe. And remember, you're not here to just survive. You're here to live.